Alright, here with Will Richardson.
Howdy.
And we are building a rocket stove. What we're doing right now is tracing an ellipse for our fuel feed tube that's going to come in, and we're having ours at a 45-degree angle. Why do we need an ellipse?
Well, ellipse is the natural byproduct of cutting a cylinder at an angle.
And that's so that basically this is coming in. Once we get this hole, we're going to come in and cut at a 45-degree angle, angled down, because we want this to be basically a feed into the tube. This whole tube will be standing upright. What we're working on is actually the bottom of the insulated chimney piece.
Burning pieces of metal entering my flesh!
Here we've taken equal measurements around and created some flange marks, and now these tabs are being cut out by Will here, and he's got earplugs on so he can't hear us. This isn't actually very loud work, but he's more comfortable not having to hear.
It's like I'm in the womb again.
He really just doesn't like the sound of my voice. Alright, so we have cut out our tabs that are going to go around our intake pipe and be riveted on, hopefully. And right now Will is doing some fancy math. He's measuring the depth because we are coming in at a 45-degree angle, which means our next ellipse is going to be down a certain number of inches or perhaps fractions of inches. Anyway, some distance it's actually going to be moving down, so we need to figure out that with Will's gigantic brain. Woo! So Will just got done tracing our same oval outline on the inside. So there's an oval outline on
right here.
Yeah, on the outside, and it's to match our two oval tubes or holes that are coming in right now to support our feed tube, and these are all at an angle, so you're gonna have to figure out the math with your own depth here, but you do want this to maintain a 45-degree angle between lips as you go in. So this next lip here is going to be lower, or in this case higher, than the ones before it.
Yeah, you'll notice just from looking at the outside, that distance is longer than the inside distance. If we compare those two, we have our depth, because it's a 45.
There you go.
So as much as you're going in, you're dropping.
Alright, what we've now just done is finished up the inner ellipse, which it was really difficult with the tools and whatnot. There's probably people out there that have better tools and knowledge than us on cutting tin, but I guess this is stainless on the inside. Anyhow, cut a hole, our ellipse on there, and then we made sure all the holes were lined up, and then we took our feeder pipe and we jammed it through, and you can see that natural ellipsis that it's maintaining there creates that 45 degrees, and this is the way this is going to sit when it's all said and done. So now the feed will come in this way, and this will probably be up a little bit more.
Fold these flanges.
These are going to tie in. These are going to come in and be locked down, and this is going to be solid, really stout stuff here, and it might not even need any extra support. It looks like it's pretty solid. And we're gonna go ahead and caulk all this with I guess stove grade sealer that can withstand up to 2,000 degrees, and can't really see in there too much, but basically that pipe comes in, and down at the bottom is where that fire is going to be starting, and it's going to be drafting up. What we're doing is we've got the stove upside down right now, and what I'm doing is between the gaps of the 3 layers, if you want to look right in here, we've got the 3 layers of metal, and 2 of these are going to be filled with insulation. And so what I'm doing is putting a base layer for that insulation. So when we flip it back over, I fill it with insulation. The insulation will come down and sit on this. And eventually this will sit on some clay, and it'll seal onto the marble base. So what we're going to do is fill with pearlite, which is a volcanic material and high insulation value. We're going to fill our outer 2 chambers of our double-walled ducting here, and then I had to replace the aluminum double wall feed that we had because it burned out. So right now this is just a test. We've got this this cast iron one in here that should be able to handle the heat that we're generating, and we'll give it another run. So here we go. Well, make sure to wear a dust mask, as you can see. Alright, so what I'm doing now is again, this is just temporary, so I'm just sealing the air hole that it's going to be drawing. It's mainly going to want to draw through the pipe, which is also our feed. So I'm just sealing this up just as a little extra precaution, just to make sure we're getting a good idea of how the system's working without a lot of extra air draw that when we do our final seal will be gone. So this, again, we're just running another test, and this is just a little aluminum ducting tape around the outside. The adhesive on this stuff doesn't really stick very well through the heat, so it's not really designed for high temp, but it will work in a pinch here. Regular duct tape, of course, would not work at all with this. You'd be in trouble. It'd smell and burn, and this is probably going to get pretty hot. That's why we're after the metal. Alright, that's good. You can see already that just right after just lighting a little piece of cardboard, instantly starts rocketing. And so we've got a blast in right now from the feed tube. So it is sucking from this hole. That is where we're feeding from.
Putting the rocket stove to use.
So
it's working great. You can definitely hear a difference though.
Yeah, you can see it. It's good.
Yeah, like, as soon as you lift the pan off, it's like this roar.
Yeah, and so that's burning all the extra fuels. It's burning super hot in there.